The wind howled like hungry wolves. Jake Morgan spurred his horse desperately. The sandstorm had caught him without warning. He couldn't see anything, just dust, sand, darkness, and broad daylight. Come on, boy, keep going. But the horse was exhausted, 3 days of riding without rest, fleeing from the soldiers chasing him for a crime he didn't commit. Well, technically he did commit it, but it was self-defense. Captain Morrison had tried to rape a cantina girl. Jake intervened. The captain pulled his gun. Jake was faster. Now he was a fugitive with a bounty on his head, and this storm was going to kill him before any soldier could. The horse stumbled, fell. Jake rolled through the sand, coughing. He spat out dirt. No, get up, but the animal wasn't moving. It was finished. Jake looked around desperately. He couldn't see more than 10 feet ahead. Then he saw it, a shadow, a structure, a house, a shelter. He ran toward it, stumbling, falling, getting back up. It was an old, half-ruined cabin, but it had a roof and walls. He pushed the door open and went inside. The darkness within was total, but at least there was no flying sand. He leaned against the wall, breathing heavily, thank God, and then he heard a sound, a metallic click, very familiar, the sound of a gun being cocked. Don't move, white man. Jake froze, his eyes adjusted to the darkness. In the opposite corner, a small, thin figure, a woman. Easy, Jake said slowly. I'm just looking for shelter from the storm. This is my shelter. I'm sorry I didn't know it was occupied, but out there I'll die. Then die out there, not here. Her voice was firm, but Jake detected something else, fear. Please, just until the storm passes. I swear I won't hurt you. The promises of white men are worth nothing. You're right, but we're not all the same. Silence. Jake could hear the storm roaring outside, sand hitting the walls like 1,000 fists. Please, he repeated. More silence. Then the woman spoke. Stay in that corner, me and this one. If you come 1 inch closer, I'll shoot you. Understood. Jake slid to the ground, his back against the cold wall. Minutes passed. The storm didn't let up. His eyes finally adjusted. He could see better now. The woman was young, maybe 25, with long black hair, a traditional Apache dress, and yes, she had an old rifle pointed at him. What's your name? Jake asked. Don't talk. Just trying to be friendly. I don't want your friendliness, Jake nodded. He stayed quiet, but curiosity was killing him. What was an Apache woman doing alone here in the middle of the desert in an abandoned cabin? An hour passed, 2 hours. The storm continued. If anything, it got worse. Jake felt thirst, hunger, but he didn't move. The woman didn't either. She just watched him, the rifle never lowering. How long have you been here? Jake couldn't help asking. I said, don't talk. Sorry, you just look tired. And why do you care? Just an observation. The woman studied him. Then, surprisingly, she spoke. 3 days. 3 days here alone. Yes, why? That's not your problem. Jake raised his hands. Okay, no more questions. Another hour passed. Outside, the sun was setting. The cabin grew darker. Jake noticed something. The woman was shivering slightly. Are you cold? I'm fine. I have a blanket in my backpack. I don't need anything from you, but her teeth were chattering. Jake slowly took off his leather jacket. Here, it's not a trick. I just don't want you to freeze. He tossed it gently toward her. It landed halfway between them. The woman looked at the jacket, then at Jake, then at the jacket again. Finally, keeping the rifle aimed with one hand, she grabbed the jacket with the other and put it on. It was huge on her, but warm. Thank you, she murmured. You're welcome. What's your name? Jake smiled in the darkness. I thought you didn't want to know. I changed my mind. Jake Morgan. The woman hesitated, then Evening Star, but you can call me Night. Night is a beautiful name. Why are you running? Jake Morgan. Straight to the point. Because I killed a man, an army officer, but he was doing something bad. I stopped him. And now they're chasing you. Yes, with a bounty. Night nodded slowly. I'm running too. From who? From my father, from my tribe. Why? Night's eyes filled with tears, but her voice remained steady. Because they wanted to sell me like cattle to an old man, a cruel man who's already killed 2 wives. Jake felt anger growing in his chest. Your father was going to force you. Yes, for alliances, for horses, for power. She spat out the words. I never mattered to him. I never mattered. I'm sorry. I don't need your pity. It's not pity, it's empathy. I also know what it's like not to matter to anyone. Their eyes met in the dim light. For the first time, the rifle lowered slightly. Then we're the same, Jake Morgan, 2 fugitives, without a home, without a family. Looks like it. The storm roared louder as if the desert itself were angry. They were going to be here all night, 2 strangers, 2 different worlds trapped together. And without knowing it yet, their fates had just intertwined. Night fell completely. The cabin was freezing dark, only the sound of the wind outside. Jake tried to sleep but couldn't. His shoulder hurt badly. He touched it, felt something wet, blood. He whispered, what's wrong? Night's voice cut through the darkness. Nothing, I'm fine. You're lying. I can hear you breathing funny. Jake didn't answer. The pain was getting worse. Light this. Night threw something, a small torch. I have tinder here. Jake lit it with trembling hands. The light revealed his shoulder, his shirt soaked with blood. What happened to you? Night moved closer, forgetting her distrust. A branch during the storm. I thought it was just a scratch. That's not a scratch. It's deep. She knelt beside him, inspecting the wound. I need to clean it or it'll get infected. You don't have to. Shut up. If you die here, your spirit will haunt me. Night took out a small pouch from her dress, herbs, makeshift bandages. This will hurt. Not my first time. She applied the herbs. Jake gritted his teeth. It hurt like hell. You're strong, she said. Most men would scream. I've had worse. How does a white man know how to endure pain? Life taught me. Night bandaged his shoulder with strips of cloth. Her hands were surprisingly gentle. Done. Don't move much for 2 days. Thank you. Their eyes met. They were so close. Jake could see she had honey-colored eyes. Knight quickly moved away back to her corner. Why did you help me? Jake asked. I told you I don't want ghosts. I don't think it's just that. Knight didn't respond, but something had changed. The rifle was no longer in her hands. At dawn, the storm finally stopped. Jake woke up. Knight was already awake, looking through a crack in the wall. What do you see? Nothing. Still clearing. Jake tried to get up. The pain made him groan. I told you not to move. Knight gently pushed him back. I need to see if my horse. Your horse is dead. I saw it last night. Jake closed his eyes. That horse had saved him so many times. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. Silence. So how do I get out of here? Jake asked. I don't know. I don't have a horse either. How did you get here? Walking 3 days from my tribe. Jake looked at her surprised. 3 days on foot in the desert. Better than being that monster's wife. What's his name? Black Buffalo. He's 60 years old. His last wife was 16. She died accidentally, fell off a cliff. Jake's anger grew. No one should be forced like that. That's our way. Women don't choose. It's the wrong way. Knight looked at him. There was something in her eyes, gratitude. Maybe white men also sell their daughters for money, for land. You're right, but that doesn't make it right. 2 days passed in the cabin. Jake recovered slowly. Knight caught a rabbit. They made a fire, ate, talked a lot. Jake told her about his childhood, his family killed in a fire, his wandering life. Knight shared her story, her mother dying in childbirth, her father distant and cold. Do you have siblings? Jake asked. A brother, Iron Claw. He's my father's favorite, the perfect warrior. He's probably looking for me, but he won't find me here. On the third night, something changed. It was cold. They shared the fire, but it wasn't enough. Come here, Jake said. Let's share body heat, nothing more. Knight hesitated, then moved closer. They sat back to back. Body warmth helped. Jake, yeah, why are you kind to me? What do you mean? White men hate Apache. They call us savages, but you saved me. You healed my wound. Who's the savage? Knight laughed, a soft but genuine laugh. You're strange, Jake Morgan. I know. Comfortable silence. The Knight whispered, tomorrow we have to go together or separate, but we can't stay here. Where will we go? I don't know, but if you want, we could go together until we find a town. I'd like that. Jake smiled in the darkness, and for the first time in years, neither of them felt alone. But outside, unknowingly, eyes were watching them, riders, 5 of them Apache warriors led by a tall man with battle scars, Iron Claw. Knight's brother had found their trail, and tomorrow he would come for her. Dawn came with silence, too much silence. Jake woke first. Something was wrong. He could feel it. Knight, wake up. She opened her eyes immediately. Years of survival had trained her. What? Listen. Nothing. No birds, no wind, nothing. They're here, she whispered, pale. Who? My tribe. They found me. Jake stood up quickly, ignoring the pain in his shoulder. Are you sure? Animals go quiet when many men are near. It's a sign. He ran to the window and looked outside. 5 riders slowly surrounding the cabin. Damn it, how many? 5. My brother. It has to be him. What do we do? Nothing. I'll go out. I'll go with them. What? No, Jake, they'll kill you if you try to stop them. I'm not letting you go. It's not your decision. Jake grabbed her arm gently but firmly. They'll force you to marry that monster, I know. Then we fight. You're one man. They're 5 trained warriors and you're wounded. I don't care. Knight looked at him. There were tears in her eyes. Why would you do this? You've known me 3 days. Because it's right, and because she stopped. Because what? Because I care about you. The words hung between them. Outside, a voice shouted, loud, authoritative, Evening Star, I know you're in there. Knight tensed. It's him. Iron Claw, your brother. Yes, let me talk to him. You don't understand. He won't. But Jake was already opening the door. Jake, no, too late. Jake walked out with his hands up. The 5 warriors immediately surrounded him, spears pointed. The leader dismounted. He was tall, muscular, scars across his face. Who are you, white man? My name is Jake Morgan. I'm not your enemy. Where's my sister? Inside. She's fine. Iron Claw stepped closer. His eyes were like knives. Did you touch her? No, we just shared shelter from the storm. You lie. I'm not lying. The door opened. Knight came out. Brother, he's telling the truth. He did nothing to me. Iron Claw looked at her, relief and anger mixed on his face. 3 days we've been looking for you. 3 days. Father is furious. I'm not going back. You don't have a choice. Yes, I do. I won't marry that murderer. Her brother moved closer. Sister, I know you're afraid, but alliances are important. Black Buffalo is a powerful monster. His tribe will protect us. I don't care. I'd rather die. Iron Claw sighed heavily. Then father will kill you for dishonor. Silence. Jake spoke. There's another solution. Everyone looked at him. What did you say, white man? Iron Claw growled. I said there's another solution. She comes with me. The warriors laughed, but Iron Claw didn't. You take her away. Yes, we can go to Mexico, start over. She'll be free. You're an idiot. My father will send the whole tribe after you. Let him try. Iron Claw drew his knife and pressed it against Jake's throat. I could kill you right now. You could, but then your sister would never forgive you. Iron Claw looked at his sister. Do you love him? Knight froze. What? Simple question. Do you love the white man? I barely know him. It's not an answer. Knight looked at Jake, then at her brother. I don't love him, but I trust him. That's something I never felt with Black Buffalo. Iron Claw slowly lowered the knife. Little sister, I've watched you grow up. I remember when you were a girl, always brave, always free. His voice softened. I don't want to see you in a cage. But father won't change his mind. I know. If you go with this man, you'll be exiled forever. You can never come back. Tears fell down Knight's face. I know. Iron Claw looked at Jake. You'll protect her with your life. Yes, you'll respect her, not treat her like property. Never. The warrior studied him for a long time. Finally, he lowered the knife completely. Go now, before I change my mind. What? Knight couldn't believe it. I said go. I'll give you an hour's head start. Then I have to follow out of duty. He approached his sister and hugged her. Be happy, little sister. That's all Mother would have wanted. Thank you, she sobbed. And you, white man, he looked at Jake. If you hurt her, I'll hunt you down. There won't be a rock big enough to hide under. Understood. Iron Claw gave Jake a horse. Take this, one of ours. He's fast. Why are you doing this? Jake asked. Because I once loved someone my father didn't approve of too, and he forced me to give her up. His eyes darkened. I won't let my sister suffer the same. He mounted his horse. 1 hour, then I come. Ride fast. And they left, the 5 warriors disappearing over the horizon. Jake and Knight didn't waste time. They rode together on one horse, 2 people. They headed west toward Mexico, toward freedom. Jake, Knight said as they galloped. Yeah, thank you for everything. Don't thank me yet. This is just the beginning. She smiled, tightened her arms around his waist, and for the first time in her life she felt safe. But behind them, tracks in the sand. More riders were coming. It wasn't Iron Claw. It was Black Buffalo himself with 20 warriors, and he wasn't coming to negotiate, he was coming to kill. They had been riding for 2 hours when Knight looked back. Jake, there's dust, a lot of dust. Jake turned. On the horizon, a massive cloud. How many? Many, more than 10. Your brother said he'd give us a head start. It's not my brother. Knight's voice trembled. It's him. Black Buffalo, it has to be. Jake spurred the horse harder. Hold on, there's a canyon ahead, we can hide. Jake, they know this territory better than you. Do you have a better idea? Silence. That's what I thought. Hold on tight. They entered the canyon at full speed. Rock walls rose on both sides there. Knight pointed to a small cave. We can hide the horse. They dismounted quickly, led the horse inside, and covered it with branches. Now us. Jake took Knight's hand. They climbed up the rocks and found a high ledge. From there they could see without being seen. They waited, hearts pounding. 5 minutes later the riders arrived. 20 warriors, all armed, all searching. At the front, an old but muscular man with gray hair and cruel eyes. Black Buffalo, Knight whispered in terror. The old man dismounted and sniffed the air like an animal. They're close. I can smell them. His voice was rough. Spread out. Search every rock, every cave. I want her alive. The white man dead. The warriors dispersed. Jake and Knight stayed frozen, barely breathing. A warrior passed directly below them, so close Jake could see the feathers in his hair. The warrior stopped, looked around, looked up. Jake held his breath. The warrior kept walking. Half an hour passed. The warriors searched everything but found nothing. Black Buffalo was furious. Impossible. They couldn't have disappeared. One of the warriors spoke. Chief, maybe they went another direction. No, I know tracking. They came here. He walked in circles, thinking. Then he smiled, a horrible smile. Burn the canyon. What? The warrior was confused. Burn everything. If they're hiding, they'll come out or die. Jake looked at Knight in panic. The warriors started setting fire to the dry brush. The fire spread quickly. Smoke rose, thick, suffocating. Jake, I can't breathe. Knight coughed. Hold on just a little longer. But the fire grew, the heat unbearable. They had 2 options, stay and suffocate or go out and be captured. Jake made his decision. When I say go, you run straight to the horse. Don't look back. And you? Distract them. No, I won't leave you. Knight, listen to me. One of us has to survive, and it won't be me handing you over to that monster. Tears streamed down Knight's face from the smoke, from fear, from something more. Jake, I think I'm falling in love with you. Jake looked at her. Their eyes met. Me too. They kissed, quick, desperate, maybe for the last time. Now run. Jake jumped off the ledge, shouting, drawing attention. Here, I'm here. The 20 warriors turned toward him. Black Buffalo smiled. The white man, either very brave or very stupid. Jake ran in the opposite direction from where Knight was. The warriors followed him. Knight took the opportunity. She climbed down the rocks and ran to the cave where the horse was, but she wasn't alone. A warrior had found the animal. He was waiting. Hello, little bride. Knight turned to run, but he was faster. He grabbed her arm. Let go, the chief will be happy. Knight struggled, kicked, bit. The warrior slapped her hard. She fell, blood on her lip. Bitch. You should be grateful. Black Buffalo will make you his wife. It's an honor. It's a curse. The warrior dragged her outside. Jake saw what was happening. His blood boiled. He didn't run toward them, but 10 warriors blocked his path. They surrounded him, spears pointing. Jake drew his revolver. 6 bullets, 10 men, not good odds. Give up, white man, one said. Die fast or we'll torture you. Jake aimed, hand steady. Come and get me. Black Buffalo walked toward Knight. He studied her like she was livestock. 3 days you made me search, 3 days of shame. I won't marry you. Oh yes, you will tonight, and if you resist, his hand grabbed her throat. I'll break you just like I broke the others. Knight spat in his face. Black Buffalo hit her. She fell again. Take her, tie her to the horse. 2 warriors lifted her, dragged her away. Knight screamed. Jake heard, and something inside him broke. He wasn't going to leave her, no matter what. He fired once, twice, 3 times. 3 warriors fell, the others attacked. Jake fought like a demon, fists, kicks, the empty revolver as a club, but there were too many. They brought him down, beat him, blood in his mouth. Kill him, Black Buffalo ordered. A warrior raised his spear, aimed at Jake's heart. Wait, a familiar voice. Everyone turned. Iron Claw had arrived with his 5 warriors. What are you doing here, warrior? Black Buffalo growled. This is none of your concern. It is my concern. This woman is my sister. She's mine. No, not anymore. Iron Claw dismounted and stood between Jake and the spear. Under the laws of our tribe, a woman can refuse a marriage if there's proof of the betrothed's cruelty. Proof, there's no proof. Your 2 dead wives, are they not proof? Murmurs among the warriors. Black Buffalo turned red with fury. Watch yourself, young man, those are serious accusations, and they're true, everyone knows it, but no one speaks out of fear. Iron Claw looked around. Who here believes Black Buffalo is innocent? Raise your hands. No one did, not even his own warriors. Black Buffalo saw he was losing. This isn't over, boy. Yes, it is now. The 2 men stared at each other, electric tension. Finally, Black Buffalo spat, "Keep the bitch, she's not worth the trouble." He mounted his horse. His warriors followed. They left defeated. Iron Claw helped Jake to his feet. "Are you all right, white man? I've been better. You saved my sister. Now I saved you. We're even." "Thank you." Knight ran to them and hugged her brother. "I can't believe you came. I'm your brother. I'll always come." They separated. Iron Claw looked at both of them. "Now go for real this time, and don't come back." "And father," Knight asked. "I'll explain. Eventually he'll understand or not, but you'll be free." He gave them supplies, water, food. "Cross the border. Find the town of San Miguel. There's a man there, Rodrigo. Tell him Iron Claw sent you. He'll help, brother. Thank you. Take care of yourselves." And he left. Jake and Knight mounted the horse together. This time truly free, they rode south toward Mexico, toward their future. They rode for 3 days without stopping, resting only when the horse couldn't go on. Jake and Knight barely spoke, too tired, too alert, but at night they slept together, sharing warmth, sharing safety. On the 4th morning, Knight pointed ahead. "Look, the river." It was the Rio Grande, the border with Mexico. "Once we cross," Jake said, "we'll be safe." "You think so?" "I have to believe it." They reached the bank. The water ran fast and deep. "Can the horse cross?" Knight asked. "Only one way to find out." They entered the water. The horse fought against the current. Midway across, the animal stumbled. All 3 fell into the water. The current swept them away. Jake struggled to stay afloat. Knight, he saw her downstream, fighting. He swam toward her with all his strength and grabbed her just before she hit a rock. "I've got you, I've got you." They reached the other bank, exhausted, coughing up water, but alive. "Are you okay?" Jake checked Knight. "Yes, you, I'll live." They looked at each other and started laughing, laughter of relief, of madness, of survival. "We made it," Knight said. "We actually made it." "Not yet. We need to find that town, San Miguel." The horse had managed to cross too, wet but okay. They mounted again and followed the trail. At sunset, they saw smoke in the distance. "A town," Jake said. They sped up. San Miguel was small, maybe 20 houses, a cantina, a store. People stared at them, a beaten white man, a wet Apache woman, an odd couple. "Where do we find Rodrigo?" Jake asked. An old man pointed toward the cantina. "There, he's always there." They went inside. The cantina was full of men drinking, talking, laughing. Everything stopped when they entered. "Rodrigo," Jake called. A man in the corner looked up, 50-something, gray beard, intelligent eyes. "Who's asking?" "Iron Claw sent us." Rodrigo stood immediately and walked toward them. "Iron Claw, my old friend." "Yes, he said you'd help us." Rodrigo studied them, their torn clothes, their exhaustion, their desperation. "Follow me." He led them to a small house behind the cantina. "You can stay here, it's safe." "Thank you," Knight said. "Are you hungry?" "Starving." Rodrigo brought them tortillas, beans, fresh water. They ate like animals. They hadn't had a good meal in days. Then Rodrigo sat down. "Tell me, how do you know Iron Claw?" Knight told him the whole story, her escape, Black Buffalo, Jake, her brother helping them. Rodrigo listened in silence. When she finished, he whistled softly. "Black Buffalo, I know that name. He's a dangerous man." "I know," Knight said. "And you 2 are together." Jake and Knight looked at each other. They hadn't officially talked about it. "Yes," Jake said firmly. "We are." Knight smiled. Rodrigo nodded. "Good, you'll need documents, new names, a new life." "Can you get that?" Jake asked. "I can. But it'll take time, 2 weeks, maybe 3. We have time." "All right then, rest. We'll start tomorrow." He left them alone. Jake and Knight looked at the small room, a bed, a table, a window. "It's perfect," Knight said. "The room or this life with me?" "Both." Jake hugged her. "Knight, do you really want this? A life with me, a fugitive, no family, no money. I want a life where I choose, and I choose you." They kissed, this time slower, deeper, for the first time without fear, without danger, just them. 2 weeks passed in San Miguel. They worked. Jake helped Rodrigo in the cantina. Knight sewed clothes for the village women. Slowly, the town accepted them. The odd couple became Jake and Knight, and something more grew between them, real love, born not of necessity but of choice. One night under the stars, Jake asked, "Do you regret it, leaving your tribe, your family?" "Sometimes I miss my brother, my land." But she looked at him. "I never regret you." "Me neither." "Knight, I want to ask you something." "Tell me, what will we do when we get the documents? Where will we go?" Jake thought. "We could buy a small piece of land, start a farm." "Do you know how to farm?" "No." "Do you?" "No." They laughed. "Then we'll learn together." The 3rd week, Rodrigo arrived with papers, ready, new names, new identities. "What are we called?" Knight asked. "Jacob and Nadia Garcia, a married couple from Texas looking for a new life." Jake looked at the papers. They were perfect. "How much do we owe you?" "Nothing. Iron Claw once saved my life. This is how I repay him." "Thank you, my friend, but I have to warn you." "What?" "Yesterday a man came to town asking about a couple, a white man and an Apache woman." Jake tensed. "Who was it?" He didn't give a name, but he had hunter's eyes. "Black Buffalo?" "I don't know, but you should leave soon." That night they packed everything, horse, supplies, documents. "Tomorrow at dawn," Jake said. "We're leaving." Knight nodded. That night as they slept, Jake heard something, footsteps outside. He silently got up and looked through the window, a figure in the shadows watching the house. Jake grabbed his revolver. The figure moved toward the door. Jake aimed. The door slowly opened. Don't move. The figure raised its hands. Easy, white man. Jake recognized the voice. Iron Claw. The warrior stepped into the light. I came to warn you. Black Buffalo knows you're here. How? He has spies everywhere. He's coming tomorrow with 30 men. Damn it. Knight woke up and saw her brother. What are you doing here? Saving you again. You can't keep doing this. I'm your brother. It's my duty. He gave them a map. Go north. There's a ranch. The owner, Samuel, is a friend. He'll hide you. For how long? Jake asked. As long as you need. Thank you. Iron Claw hugged his sister. This is the last time we'll see each other, sister. You know that, right? I know. Then be happy. Live well. I will. They separated. Iron Claw looked at Jake. Take care of her. With my life, that's all I ask. And he disappeared into the night. At dawn, Jake and Knight rode north, this time without looking back, toward the ranch, toward safety, toward their true beginning. 2 days of travel following Iron Claw's map. Finally, on the horizon, a large ranch appeared, white fences, stables, a 2-story main house. This must be it, Jake said. They rode slowly to the entrance. 2 men with rifles watched them approach. Halt, who goes there? Jake raised his hands. We're looking for Samuel. Iron Claw sent us. The men looked at each other, then lowered their rifles. Wait here. One went into the house. Minutes later, a tall man came out, 40-something, blonde hair, light blue eyes. I'm Samuel Dawson. You said Iron Claw sent you. Yes, sir. Samuel studied them, their exhaustion, their worn clothes. You're in trouble. Yes, sir, Jake admitted. What kind of trouble? Knight spoke for the first time. My ex-fiancé, a powerful man, is chasing us. Samuel nodded slowly. Iron Claw is my friend. If he sent you, you have a place here. Samuel gave them a small cabin at the edge of the ranch. You can stay. In return, you work. Jake, you'll help with the horses. Nadia Knight used her new name. Can you help in the kitchen or the garden? Thank you, Mr. Dawson, Knight said. Call me Samuel. We're not formal here. The cabin was simple but comfortable. Bed, table, small stove. It's perfect, Knight said, touching the walls. It's really ours. For the first time, we have a place that's ours. Jake hugged her from behind. I promise you something better someday. I don't need something better. I need you. She turned in his arms and kissed him. For the first time in weeks, they felt safe. Days passed. Jake worked hard breaking horses, mending fences, learning the trade. Samuel was impressed. You're a good worker, Jake. Fast, strong. Thank you, sir. Where'd you learn about horses? My father had a small ranch. He taught me before he died. Good man. Then he was the best. Knight adapted too, working in the garden, the kitchen. The other ranch women accepted her. Your wife is special, Samuel told Jake one day. I know, take care of her, always. A month passed, then 2. No sign of Black Buffalo. Maybe he'd given up, maybe not. Jake and Knight began to relax, to dream about the future. Jake, Knight said one night. Yeah, do you want children someday? Jake was surprised. Children? Yes, a family. I never thought about it. Why not? Because my life was always running, fleeing. There was no time for family. But now we have time. Jake looked at her, saw hope in her eyes. Yes, I want children with you when the time is right. Knight smiled. Good, because I do too, but peace doesn't last forever. One afternoon, as Jake worked in the stable, Samuel ran over. Jake, I need to talk to you. What's wrong? There are men in town asking about an Apache woman and a white man. Jake's heart sank. How many? I don't know. But they looked dangerous. When did they arrive? Yesterday. Jake ran to the cabin. Knight was preparing dinner. We have to leave now. What? Why? Black Buffalo is close. The color drained from Knight's face. I didn't think he'd forgotten us. He never forgot. They began packing fast, just the essentials. Samuel walked in. Don't go. We have to. We don't want to bring you trouble. You're already here, so it doesn't matter. What do you mean? I mean, I'll help you. Iron Claw saved my life 10 years ago. I owe him this. Samuel, it's dangerous. Black Buffalo won't stop. Then let him come. I have 20 men all good with rifles. They didn't have to wait long. The next day, 30 riders arrived at the ranch, Black Buffalo at the front, his eyes fixed on the main house. Samuel walked out alone, unarmed. This is private property. Leave. Give me the woman, Black Buffalo growled. There's no woman here. You lie. I know she's here. Even if she were, I wouldn't give her to you. Black Buffalo smiled cruelly. Then I'll take this ranch. I'll burn everything, kill everyone. You can try. Suddenly, 20 men appeared on the roof, in the windows, behind the fences, all with rifles aimed. Black Buffalo saw he was outnumbered. This isn't over, white man. Yes, it is. Now leave before my men lose patience. Black Buffalo looked around one last time, then spat on the ground. He mounted his horse and left with his warriors. They never came back. That night, Jake and Knight sat on the porch of their cabin, watching the stars. We're finally free, Knight said. Yeah, we are. What do we do now? Whatever we want. Knight leaned her head on his shoulder. I like the sound of that. And for the first time in their lives, no running, no hiding, no fear. They just were happy together, free.